Hello and welcome back. This is Nom Nom, and we are once again in Oxygen Not Included. We are on turn 878 of the Aridio Mark III map. And we had a little oxygen hiccup last time around. We finally got that under control. Looks like we have water flowing as it should be. Now coming in at around 30 degrees, which was great because it was 70 degrees. It did heat up this part of our base quite a bit just to get oxygen production back up and running. Looks like temperatures are coming back down, which is great. Over here, I do have 42 degree water going through here, and it's 50 something degrees. So this water should actually be cooler over time. 41, 39. I think the only reason it's warmer is because it's running past some warm stuff over here, which should cool down. So if this does cool down, then I'm probably going to turn all this into radiant pipe as well. Ultimately, if the water is coming in here above 60, it should be radiant so that it cools down this area over here. It already has cooled it down quite a bit, but because I do have some radiant pipe just in this short run right here. But I might turn this into radiant. We'll see how the temperature of that water goes. If this area, this thing, the desalinator might just be pumping out too much heat. We'll figure that out. Okay, we do have the emergency overflow desalination water coming from up here. So if this thing goes idle, then it'll start pulling in water from over there. I really need to make this a bigger reservoir. In fact, I can do that. I think I'm going to have to dig that guy up. And we'll just go a little wider over here. We can do like... this area over here. This is overflow for this water, just so I can get a larger volume of water before this thing is overpressured. We'll go ahead and work on that. We'll get that eventually. The de-stoops need something to do, which is why I gave them this job over here. They dug out this slime biome for us. There we go. If you couldn't tell, by the way, I got sick again, so I'm fighting off a cold. Good times for doing all this voiceover. Okay, so back to Freezing the Nosh farm, which is what we were wrapping up last time. And we're doing great on this cold now. This pipe is going through at minus 23, which is huge improvement to what we had. This pool here is at minus 11, which is the coldest it's been in a long time, which means this thing is probably actually cooled down. So now we're pumping out our base cooling loop is coming out at minus 26 and coming out at 26 and coming back in at 30. So it is slowly continuing the great cool down here. Most of it is not radiant, so that's why it's taken a while, but I didn't want to like freeze my base either. So not that freezing the base would have been a problem with this thing going out at 30 for the most part for a long time, but when it does get down into the low temps, I don't want the whole base to turn blue. So we did freeze up this ice. It's minus 20 here, minus 20 here, minus 8 over here. This one actually just froze. It's minus 3. So being that that is frozen now, I can deconstruct the blocks underneath here. So I'm going to go ahead and just deconstruct only buildings. I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct all of that. I've been waiting and waiting for these pips to plant this seed here. I even tried digging this up. I think it was this guy right here. This salt vine was keeping them from planting here. We'll find out in a moment. Please, my pips. Also, I was doing some reading, trying to figure out why they weren't planting, and I think this is too close. I might have to go. Yep, there he planted it. It was that damn dash of salt vine I had over here, which I didn't need over here. I haven't used it forever. There's been no chlorine down this low in a really long time. Now they should plant that one too. So the question is then, will they plant here? And I think the answer is they will not plant here. I think it needs to be 4 high, maybe 5. I think it needs to be 5. I think I might have misunderstood some things about farms. So a lot of this was not good. If I want to bring this 5, then I have to bring it down to here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, crap. Well, if they do not plant here, which I don't think they will, will they plant? All right, I'm going to do some research. I'll figure that out. I'll be back. Okay, listen. I'm not proud of how long it took for me to get this farm right, but I finally got it right. The farm size is 82 tiles. I might be able to get 3 more if I bumped out to the side or below, but I'm going to just stick with the 18 that I have in there. And they're cold, and I have a logic loop on here. It says as long as this room is below 15, don't send coolant in here. If it's less than 18, then send coolant in here. The only thing wrong with it right now is that it should be also, in the event that it does not send coolant, it should go there. Yes. So there you have it. The Nosh bean farm with 18 wild Nosh bean, which is effectively the same as... Are these too cold now? Oh boy. Okay. With 18 wild Nosh bean, which are actually the same as 4.5 farmed Nosh beans. So not great, but you know, I don't have to feed them. But now that I've got all this planted, I can go ahead and go back to making tofu, which there should be a ton of Nosh beans to make tofu with. Each one of these has a stack of 60. That gives you any idea how long I've been working on this stupid room. I think it was something like 50 cycles. All told, probably more like 90 cycles from the day I laid down the first tile. But there you go. It's done. I'm not sure if they'll do farmer's touch on the wild growth ones or not, but the area is considered a greenhouse, and the farm station will work on Nosh beans, Nosh sprouts. So again, I don't know if they will apply farmer's touch to a wild Nosh bean. I'm suspecting they do not. So I don't know if these are growing twice as fast as they are as if they were domesticated. My understanding is that the farm station increases speed by 50% and then farmer's touch increases it by another 50%. Don't know, but there we go. I froze a Nosh bean farm. It's up and running. These pips will starve to death. That is all. Okay, with that, I'm totally wrapping this up for today. We've got quite a few projects left to work on here in the base, but for now, that is all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, it's Nom Nom, signing out.